No Man's Sky is getting its first major update in a year, and it adds a lot to the cosmic exploration experience. Hello Games has already revealed the headline editions coming in the next update, but after getting our hands on the upcoming version of the game and talking to creator Sean Murray, we spotted loads of other little details getting added. Before you ask, we weren't allowed to capture our time with the game, so you'll just have to use your imagination for some of this. With that in mind, here's everything we noticed. Full multiplayer is finally coming to No Man's Sky, and the first thing you'll notice is that the once lonely galaxy is a lot sillier when playing with friends. Who would have thought that walling someone into a cave with a terrain manipulator and laughing at their misfortune was the tweak this game needed? Parties can be up to 4 players large, with everyone bringing their items and ships along for the ride. There's no range limit on your party. While you'll appear in the same place as the player you join, you can then blast off into space and head halfway across the galaxy if you like, while remaining in the same game. While a party's set up by joining a single player's game, they aren't a host. Everyone has equal privileges and can get the party to take part in their missions, wherever they are in the story. The one restriction to this is that all players have to be using a save file in the same game mode. But if you don't have a compatible save, we're told that you can join another player as a guest, presumably with standardized equipment. The focus is very much on playing together, but you can attack your fellow players. It might be more trouble than it's worth though. When I blew up someone's ship, they respawned halfway across the planet we were on, which was a bit of a faff for everyone. Starships are strictly assigned to the player that owns them, and they're still all one-seaters, so you can't pick up passengers. But you can share almost everything else. Transferring items across inventories now gives you the option to send any item to any player in your party. A player can also activate photo mode while the rest of the party carries on playing, meaning you can stage some lovely shots. And if one player owns a capital ship, they can accept new multiplayer missions. From what we've seen, the new missions err on the side of simple, tasking the party with everything from combat challenges to scanning set numbers of creatures. Bases can now be built anywhere, and I mean anywhere. Underwater, up mountains, on floating rocks, it's always worth scouting for the most impressive location. Those bases can now be built out of up to 20,000 individual pieces, meaning you can build giant, sprawling complexes. We saw one with buildings at the top and bottom of a ravine with a staircase that took whole minutes to climb between them. Base building also comes with a mission tree now, keeping you building by rewarding you with new pieces for using old ones. Whoever sets the initial base piece owns the whole building, but in multiplayer, any party member can add to a base owned by another party member. And you can also now base build within a capital ship owned by a party member. Incidentally, landing a whole party's starships in a freighter will seemingly be the easiest way of getting to new systems together. If you're rich in units, you can now buy a whole fleet of freighters, and there's a new mission list that lets you send them out on various missions, which play out in real time. When you do send them out, those freighters don't just disappear, they physically head to the specific system where the mission takes place. So, if you really wanted to annoy a party member, you could trick them into landing on the frigate, then send it on a mission in a distant system, blasting them into space with your laughter ringing in their ears. Just a thought. The next update has also added a third-person viewpoint, and it really wants you to know that. In our game, that was the default on-foot view. That's easy to change, however. If you do want to go back to first person, the contextual menu you use to recharge systems or recall your ship now lets you switch between them at any time. And with that third-person mode and multiplayer comes another obvious addition. You now have a customizable player model. You can change your look at any time from a new type of terminal. That terminal can be found in every single space station in the game and can be built in your bases and freighters. Customization extends to your helmet, your suit, even your species. Changing to a short species like the Gek will lower your first-person view appropriately. Speaking of your view, the HUD's also been tweaked a little with a sleeker contextual menu and less intrusive pop-ups when you pick up items and materials. And perhaps the nicest, tiniest change is the ability to repair critically damaged systems in your exosuit or starship piece by piece. Instead of having to stockpile all the materials needed and use them all at once, you can plug in what you have and leave to find more, freeing up inventory space. Lastly, a new scanning view also helps show off a new addition. Worlds are now peppered with buried treasure, which you can uncover with the terrain manipulator and crack open for various rewards. It looks like there's a lot more to come from No Man's Sky next, and if you want to see more, you can check out the latest trailer or you can find out about the game's new weekly updates.